Hi everyone, I am Catherine from the Lady Critics Library, and this is review number 2 for Howl's Moving Castle by Diana Wynne Jones. That's right, you heard me. I said review number 2 because I love this book so much that I just recently had to reread it, and I'm just going to gush, basically. So if you don't want to listen to my gushing, you don't have to watch. Anyways, so I first came into contact with this book through the movie. That's right, I saw the Miyazaki version first, in Japanese, might I add. I wanted to go and see it in theaters, and it wasn't playing anywhere near me, so when I went to university, one night I just downloaded the Japanese version and watched it with subtitles, and my roommate thought I was insane. But anyways, it was in watching that movie that I finally noticed, like, after watching the Japanese version and after watching the English version several times, did I notice that it's based on a book, because I am that just uneducated as far as children's literature goes. So of course I went out and I read it as soon as I could. And the differences are vast. If you have ever watched the movie and was like, oh, I've watched the movie, I don't need to read the book. No. Totally different. Totally different. Miyazaki made it amazing, don't get me wrong, but he couldn't touch the brilliantness of the original. And it's just, so good. So anyways, Howl's Moving Castle, if you have not watched the movie or read the book, is about a girl named Sophie Hatter who, coincidentally, works in a hat shop, which is family owned. And she pisses off the wrong person inadvertently and becomes an old lady. So because of that, she sets off to try and find a way to not be an old lady anymore, and at the same time comes to terms with the fact that, you know what, she's old, so she's just going to make the best of it. And she comes into contact with Howl, who is an evil wizard who eats girls' hearts, or so everyone is told to believe. And it's just, oh my gosh, there's just so much in this book. There are so many secondary characters that didn't make the movie. For instance, Sophie has two sisters in the novels, and after their father dies, their stepmother doesn't really know what to do with them, so she sends the two younger ones off on apprenticeships, and Sophie stays and works in the hat shop, because Sophie's the only one that the hat shop can really go to, because she's the oldest. And because Sophie's the oldest, she believes that there's a stigma attached to her where the older children never make anything of themselves. So she's quite content to just sit in a corner by herself and make hats. But that doesn't happen. Well, it does, but not for very long. In comes an evil witch, and from there it's just action and adventure and magical fantasy, and it is so awesome. You meet so many amazing characters. I'm going to admit I like Calcifer better in the movie. Just the description of him. In the book, it's kind of weird. He has like a long nose and green flaming hair, because Calcifer is a fire demon and he lives in a fireplace. He is the fire. So, but you meet Calcifer and you meet Michael and Howl and all of these amazing characters, and you're really sucked into this world. Like, it is so magical and make-believe and awesome that it's really hard not to love. And I challenge anyone to read this and not love it. I challenge you. Let me know if you've ever read this and not loved it, because I think you're insane if that's the case. There are 2 novels that come after this. There is Castle in the Sky, which is in no relation to the Miyazaki movie Castle in the Sky. Let me put that out there. So don't worry. And then House of Many Ways is the final book in the trilogy that features Sophie and Howl, although they are not the main focus for the second and third novels. They're just kind of there. But yeah, it's just, like, poor Sophie in this novel can never seem to do anything right, no matter how hard she tries, which of course she chalks up to being the older child, and doesn't really let it get her down. But anyways, if you are looking for an amazing middle grade read, and you know what, it's this is the type of book that any age can read. You don't have to be in elementary school. You don't have to be at the targeted age group. I read it in my 20s, and I reread it now, and I'm almost a quarter century old, so there you go. Um, it's 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 a classic, really. Like it's just one of those novels that I have a feeling will be around for a long time. Partially due to the movie, I'm not gonna lie, because the movie really put it onto a broader international level. Um, but it's one of those books that you can read over and over again, and every time you do, you're gonna find something different with it, which I did. So I even named my dog after Sophie. That's how much I love this book. So anyways, I give this novel a 10 out of 10. I'd give it more, but that would, defeat the point of the rating scale. So anyways, until next time, I'm Catherine, and happy reading. Bye!